Our quality improvement project was addressing high nurse turnover.
Problem of focus. Nurse turnover is an undesirable trend for healthcare employers. It's expensive, disruptive, and threatens the quality of care and patient safety. Nursing turnover is a negative organizational consequence in replacement, recruitment, and training costs of new RNs. Background. Nurse turnover decreases continuity, quality of care, and productivity. On average, it costs $42,000 to $64,000 to replace an RN. It has been estimated that approximately 35 to 65% of new graduates will leave their workplace within the first year of employment, lending to the 55% nursing turnover rates. Aiken et al. Suggests that up to 40,000 patient deaths may be avoided annually by improving practice environments, nurse staffing, and education levels.
This is the current LEAM map that we created, starting with the nurse getting hired at the hospital, going through her orientation, and then beginning her position. Things like inadequate staffing and poor leadership lead to increased workload, lack of a proper support system, and they all contribute to the increased stress on the nurse. This leads to decreased job satisfaction, thoughts about other opportunities, burnout, and decreased performance, and then intention to leave the facility. This then leads to high nursing turnover, which costs the facility, and also further potentiates the problem of having issues with inadequate staffing.
Mr. Smith? Yes. Yeah, I have all your 9 patients today.
9?
Yeah. Okay. So this is Mr. Smith. He's really, really difficult. He is incontinent. He wears a brief. He needs a dressing change. We didn't have a chance to get around to it, and he's gonna need blood at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
So come on in the room. Hey, Mr. Smith. He doesn't answer or anything, but yeah.
Hello, I'm Peyton. I'll be taking care of you today. When was the last time his brief was changed?
I think we did it at about midnight or so.
Midnight. Y'all been a little
Yeah.
busy?
Yeah, we were really busy tonight.
Alright, and is there a reason why his dressing hasn't been changed yet?
I mean, I had 9 patients last night also, so I wasn't able to get around to it.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions?
Well, since I'm a new nurse, I'm not really sure how to give blood.
Oh, that's okay. Somebody out there at the desk can help you, okay? All right.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Hey guys, can anyone help me start blood?
I can't. I have no time. I have to go into Nancy Garcia's room and give her these meds. They're due right now.
Huh? Can you help me hang blood? I've never done it before.
Oh, sorry. We only have 3 nurses today. I don't have time. You can ask the charge nurse, but I asked her an hour ago to help me with the transfer, and I haven't seen her since. You should probably go see the nurse manager.
Okay.
Reasons for the problem: nurse stress and dissatisfaction. Nurses become overwhelmed due to increased workloads, underscheduling, and a lack of autonomy. This dissatisfaction and overwhelming amount of stress leads to nurse turnover. Uncivil behavior throughout clinical populations is linked to unhappiness, low levels of engagement, and high turnover rates. A couple examples of uncivil behavior are lack of respect and clinical support. An individual is more likely to leave their workplace and find a new organization with congruent values. As fulfillment of the workplace's mission increases, so does employment engagement. Workload, staffing, salary and benefits, and scheduling are some of the reasons that nurses leave their facilities.
In the past, I've heard people say that they feel like they don't have a voice or they don't feel supported by their leadership. They just need a change.
Yeah. Hey. So sorry. I'm like super slammed. What's up? Yes, Peyton.
I need some help hanging blood, and everyone's a little bit busy, and they told me to come ask you.
Didn't you learn that with your preceptor?
I only had orientation for like
I
1
don't.
month.
I don't have time. I'm really sorry, but you're gonna have to figure it out.
My patient needs blood.
Yeah.
though.
I hear you, but you gotta go.
One of the lean tools that we thought would be helpful in analyzing why nurse turnover is as high as it is was the root cause analysis. This tool allowed us to understand what some of the smaller factors could be for these turnover rates. It broke it down into 6 categories, including management, equipment, and environment, making us focus on how those smaller sections could be leading to the bigger issue.
The next lean tool we used to discuss high nurse turnover rates was the 5 whys. We asked why 5 different times to delve deeper into the reasons why nurses were leaving their jobs and how to fix that problem.
Code blue! Can somebody help me? We got a code blue!
This is the lean map we made for the future, starting once again with the nurse being hired, going through facility orientation, and then having the initiation of a peer mentor program for support. After the nurse begins their official position, there's nursing support and team building within the work environment, including monthly job evaluations and increases in shared governance. The staff then feels heard and empowered, and there's an increase in nurse engagement, which leads to increased performance and better patient care results. And that further it leads to a positive work environment, which increases nursing retention.
Mr. Smith? Yeah, is this your 4th patient?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is Mr. Smith. He had a dressing. We changed it at midnight. He's incontinent. We changed his brief at about 6:45.
Awesome.
The only thing is he needs blood, but I can go grab it if you can stay in here with him for the first 15.
No problem. Let's
Okay.
go on in and check it out.
Hey, Mr. Smith. This is Peyton. She's going to be your nurse today.
Hi, how you doing?
So, this is his dressing. Like I said, we changed it, but I just wanted to show you how it looks.
Looks good.
Yeah, he doesn't need a brief change, doesn't need anything, so I'll just go grab his blood. Are you okay with that?
Sounds good. I'll just hang
And
out
I
here.
can show you how to do it if you don't remember how to do it from your orientation.
Awesome, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Mr. Smith.
To get to where we want to be, here are a few approaches for improvement. One is to assign preceptees with preceptors who have the same learning styles. This is going to help the new nurse learn things faster and retain things longer to make he or she feel more comfortable and less anxious. Second is to have a mentorship program in place with frequent check-ins. This is where a new nurse is paired with an experienced nurse. That way, the experienced nurse has someone to share their expertise with and things that they learned over the years that the new nurse hasn't got around to yet. The third is to have peer and leadership support that will lead to increased confidence. And the fourth is to have an appropriate skill mix.
At the hospital I work at, I have a new grad orientation class that we meet every month, and we have specialty practices that come speak with us, and they explain everything that we need to know about being a new nurse.
Recently started exit interviews for people that were leaving the facility or leaving the hospital. We also started doing interviews with our new hires at 30, 60, and 90 days, just to kind of help head off any bad issues with orientation or issues with the training in general.
Every floor has their own unit-based shared governance, and that's basically each unit sits down because, you know, different ICU, CCU, med-surg, they all have different needs. So different people that work on the floor, the nurses and the aides, are encouraged to go as well. We all bring different ideas to the table about how we can better our practice, better our unit, better the flow. And that's actually my favorite council because it's mostly focused on everything that we do day to day. You know, if you feel like you're important, obviously, then you'll stay where you are. You have responsibilities, and it makes it to where you feel like you're a part of something. So I think that's really important to be involved in.
Here is our third lean tool, a pick chart. Pick chart stands for Possible, Implement, Challenge, and Kill Chart. It is a visual tool for organizing ideas. They're often used after brainstorming different solutions, and it helps identify which solutions can be implemented easily and have a high payoff.
Hi, Ellen. How's your day going? Hey, it's going pretty good. I've got a couple complicated patients today, but I think it'll be okay.
Okay, well, if you need any help with anything, just let me know.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, y'all. I'm just doing my regular rounds. I was just coming to check on y'all. Do you need anything? Any help? I think we're good, but thank you.
All right, well, I plan on heading around too. I gotta pick my kid up for soccer practice. But if you all need anything before then, just come let me know, okay?
Okay,
Awesome.
thank you.
Hey, does anybody think they can help me do a quick dressing change on Mr. Smith?
Yes, I'm finishing up my charting, and I can help you.
Awesome, thank you.
Hey, Peyton, when you get done with that dressing change, do you mind coming and see me in the office?
Yeah, I'll be there in just a minute.
All right. You're welcome.
I gotta go. Peyton's here.
Hi, Peyton. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. I was just coming to call you in to check on how you're doing, like after your orientation, if you're getting everything done all right, if you feel stress-free or...
Everything's been going good so far.
Everyone's
loving
been super helpful.
Super helpful. The nurses on this unit are awesome.
All right. Is the patient ratio okay for you? I know it's a lot to take on
It
sometimes.
was perfectly fine, and I think orientation went well too, so I know everything I need to know.
Awesome. Well, I know everyone's super helpful out there, and you can come in here anytime and ask me if you need anything. Also, don't forget, if you have any more concerns before, we have your 6-month eval, and then we'll have your year eval later on, okay?
Sounds good. All right. Thank you.
Thank you for coming in.